Hi, I'm Debra Messing, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly roundup for everything happening on the Great White Way. Or as we like to think of it, Ron Burgundy's next stop. Let's get started with the news. What's the buzz, Lindsay? 3 new Broadway plays are moving in. Mothers and Sons, starring Tony winner Tyne Daly, is taking up residence at the Golden Theatre beginning February 23rd. Of Mice and Men, starring screen stars James Franco and Chris O'Dowd, is moving into the Longacre Theatre on March 19th. And All the Way, starring Breaking Bad fave Bryan Cranston as LBJ, has found a home at the Neil Simon Theatre beginning February 10th. Hey, I hope you guys all like witches, Mormons, and drag queens because they're about to be your new neighbors.
We've said it before and we'll say it again, never underestimate Jersey Boys buffs. In our recent weekend poll, readers voted Jared Spector as Broadway's sexiest man alive for 2013. The Philadelphia native, who previously starred as Frankie Valli in the Tony-winning Tudor, is currently channeling another major music figure, songwriter Barry Mann, in Beautiful, the Carole King musical. We've got to hand it to you, Jared. You faced some pretty sexy competition, but in the end, fans just can't take their eyes off of you. Congrats.
Angela Lansbury ain't afraid of no ghosts. The Tony winner is about to invoke Blithe Spirit again in a new production on the West End. The 88-year-old star is set to reprise her Tony-winning role of Madame Arcady in the Noel Coward play. So if you missed her delicious take on this eccentric clairvoyant on the Great White Way, book a flight, jump across the pond. Previews start on March 1st at the Gielgud Theatre.
Golden-voiced American Idol finalist Syesha Mercado will make her Broadway debut in The Book of Mormon. The performer, whose stage credits include Once on This Island at the Paper Mill Playhouse and Dreamgirls on Tour, will play the role of Ugandan villager Nabalungi starting in January. The character uses an old manual typewriter to text in the musical comedy, but Mercado is obviously more tech-savvy. She broke the news via tweet, and her hashtag was Dreams Do Come True. Break a leg, Syesha.
Hi, I'm Betsy Brandt, and you are watching the Broadway.com show.
Harvey Fierstein never hesitates to take a stand on questions of tolerance and equality, which is no surprise given his background as the author of Torch Song Trilogy, La Cage aux Folles, and Kinky Boots. This week's thumbs up goes to his classy response to complaints about the inclusion of Kinky Boots in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Noting that he appeared in the parade 10 years ago as Mrs. Claus, Fierstein congratulated Macy's, quote, on leading the world not only with your salesmanship, but also your humanity. Way to take the high road, Harvey.
Thumbs down to Grammy-winning music icon Carole King for not planning to see the new Broadway musical Beautiful. You know, the show with the subtitle, The Carole King Musical? Carole, we're sure there are complex reasons for your reticence, but hey girl, it would be some kind of wonderful if you went to feel the earth move under your feet at the Stephen Sondheim Theatre. Besides, you can't miss Jessie Mueller's performance playing the one and only you.
Broadway's most adorable besties, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, are currently starring together in not one, but 2 great shows on Broadway, No Man's Land by Harold Pinter and Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. I hit the red carpet on opening night to ask these 2 buddies and their celebrity guests about the craziest thing they've ever done with their best friends. Well, I said crazy, and that is exactly what I got. Check it out.
Produced 2 plays on Broadway. Crazy.
We were driving through Soho from one location to another that was predetermined when Ian said, stop, 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 here's a photograph. And he dragged me out and we sat in a huge pile of trash bags.
When we were in New Zealand, Aidan Turner and myself, Aidan plays Killy in The Hobbit, we jumped out of a plane at 16,500 feet.
I went to junior senior prom in a pickup truck, and we put a dining room table in the back and went to a fast food restaurant, but served like our ginger ale and fine crystal.
My best friend in high school, Abby Harvey, and I, we went to, I guess it's Arby's, and the Arby's in our hometown in Ohio. The order where you ordered, it was a loud intercom, so you could hear it. So we drove through and we put up a sign on the thing where you order that says, hey, we're out of order, we need you to speak up when ordering. So we just lost it every time someone came up to order. And they're like, hi, I will have 3 roast beef. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, I can't understand you. And of course they think, well, now I have to be louder. So I want 3 roast beef. It was fantastic.
In our last Smackdown, we asked you to choose the ultimate Fanny Bryce and funny girl, and original star Barbra Streisand prevailed over Glee's Lea Michele with 68% of the vote. This week, we're dreaming of seeing Bette Midler in a musical revival, but the Divine One says that social media meanies make her hesitant to take the plunge. Assuming she was willing to sing and dance on Broadway, which role would suit Bette best? Matchmaker Dolly Gallagher-Levi in Hello Dolly, or Madcap Mame Dennis in Maine? Tweet your vote to BroadwayCom with the hashtag B'way Smackdown and tune in next week for the winner.
This week's Hot Shot is a Broadway.com exclusive. Take a look at the Spring Awakening reunion at the Atlantic Theater Company, where the show premiered off-Broadway in 2006. The whole gang, including Lea Michele, Jonathan Groff, and John Gallagher Jr., huddled in for a snapshot by our very own Bruce Glickus. Super cute, guys. Can you all reunite on stage now? In a revival. A concert, even. Please?
I'm Ryan Eggold, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Our tweet of the week comes from the lovely Krysta Rodriguez of Broadway's First Date. Krysta tweeted the following right after watching Kinky Boots wake up the family audience on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Singing this all AM. Hum, I will raise you up with a bubble butt. I will raise you up. I don't think that's right. Hashtag Kinky Boots. Krysta, you got the most important part right, and the fabulous drag queens of Kinky Boots do rock their bubble butts, so it's all good. Follow this hilarious pixie at Krysta Rodriguez, and yes, that's a 0 in place of the O.
Our star of the week is sadly nowhere near the stage. No, former Book of Mormon star Josh Gad is up on the big screen, living out his childhood fantasy of being an animated Disney character. Gad is hilarious as the snowman Olaf, who dreams of a tropical life in the Broadway-friendly holiday hit Frozen. The movie, which also features Idina Menzel, Jonathan Groff, and Santino Fontana, is an instant classic, and Olaf is one of our favorite sidekicks, like ever. Congrats, Josh, you're our star of the week. Now get back to Broadway.
Thanks for watching the Broadway.com show. This week we thought we'd be saying farewell to Looks Not Books, our backstage video blog led by Matilda star Leslie Margarita, but in her final episode, Queen Leslie herself begged and pleaded with Broadway.com's Paul Wontorek to keep up her great gig. Check it out here, and we'll see you next week.
I don't want to stop.
We love this vlog. They need you to keep going. You have to do it. You have to do it for me. You have to do it for the site. It's not over. It's not over.
Yes, I knew I was going to keep going, please. Like they'd let me stop.